I just didn't
Well,
want
you have to go in.
Go, Dave.
Meeting called to order. Today is Monday, May 20th. It is now 7:03 p.m. Emergency meeting on the West Warwick Town Council.
Councilman Licciardi,
Here.
Councilwoman Williamson,
Here.
Councilman Messier,
Here.
Council Vice President D'Amico,
Here.
Council President Goslin.
Here.
There is a quorum. Emergency meeting of the West Warwick Town Council. Whereas pursuant to the West Warwick Home Rule Charter, Articles 4, Section 404, 407, and 408G, the Town Council will meet in session to discuss and take action upon an emergency affecting the public peace, health, safety, comfort, and welfare of its inhabitants and citizens of the town of West Warwick. Whereas said emergency is directly related to the fulfillment and compliance with the West Warwick Home Rule Charter, Article 5, Sections 501, 502, and 503.
Solicitor Williamson, and I'll let you start with this because early to say.
Council members, Mr. Manager, Madam Clerk, last night around 6 o'clock, the town council president contacted me and indicated that there was an issue as it pertained to the non-posting of the notice for the financial town meeting, which is scheduled for tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at the West Warwick High School. Upon reviewing the appropriate home rule charter sections, the appropriate case law, and the appropriate statutes as it pertains to the Open Meetings Act and the notice for financial town meetings or town meetings, I found that there was a difference in the section for the OMA and a difference for the section under town meetings specifically as it relates to Chapter 45.3, town meetings, says notice of meetings. Town clerk shall cause the electors of their respective towns to be notified of every town meeting prescribed by law and also of all other town meetings legally called. 45.3.5 clearly indicates the clerk's warrant giving notice. The notice to the electors to meet in a town meeting prescribed by law shall be given by the town clerk issuing his or her warrant, directed to the town sergeant or one of the town constables of the town, or in the event that the town sergeant or town constable is not available, to any elector of that town designated by the town or city clerk, requiring him or her to post at least 7 days before the day appointed for the meeting written notifications in 3 or more public places in the town of the time, when, and place, and when the meeting is to be held, and of the business required to be transacted by law. Upon speaking with Mary Ann Kelly, it was determined that not only was the warrant posted, but it was posted in 3 places, specifically the library, the West Warwick Senior Center, and Station 4 on Cohasset Avenue for the West Warwick Police Department, and that was done by Bert Mollahan, who indicated that on May 2nd, I have posted written notification of the time, place, and purpose of holding the financial town meeting at least 7 days previous to the time appointed in 3 or more public places within said town of West Warwick. I then spoke to the Attorney General this morning after I sent an email indicating what the situation was, and I was informed that if there is a meeting to be held tomorrow night, there would be a violation of the Open Meetings Act if either the school committee or the town council had a quorum there. So as far as what's been done publicly, the Board of Canvassers had a meeting on May 13th, 2019, clearly indicating the time and date of the meeting. There was also notice published in the Kent County Daily Times as to the financial town meeting dated May 21st at 7 o'clock at the West Warwick High School, followed by the all-day vote on Thursday, May 23rd. That was posted in the Times on April 27th, 2019, April 30th, 2019, April 25th, 2019, and May 11th, 2019. There's also a block ad regarding the legal notice published on April 25th, April 27th, and April 30th, as it relates to the final canvass meeting, as it relates to said all-day vote on the budget to be held on Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2019. Under analysis of the ruling case law, which is Cullen versus Lincoln Town Council, 960 A. 2nd, 246, 2008, the analysis by the Supreme Court indicates the stated purpose of the Rhode Island's Open Meetings Act is to ensure that public business be performed in an open and public manner, and that the citizens be advised of and aware of the performance of public officials and the deliberations and decisions that go into the making of public policy. That's section 4246(1). To effectuate this purpose, the act requires that all public bodies shall give written notice of their regularly scheduled meetings at the beginning of each calendar year, 4246(6) subsection A, and shall also give supplemental written public notice of any meeting within a minimum of 48 hours before the date, section 4246(6) subsection B. The supplemental notice must include the date the notice was posted, the date, time, and place of the meeting, and a statement specifying the nature of the business to be discussed. That was not completed. So what you have is a town meeting scheduled tomorrow night that did not have the appropriate legal notice posted on the Secretary's website 48 hours beforehand. So the only way the town council and school committee can attend a meeting tomorrow night would be without a quorum, allow the superintendent and town manager to present their respective budgets, and if people have questions, those members of the council that do appear can answer them, or those members of the school committee that appear can answer. If there is a quorum of either the town council or the school committee tomorrow night, it would be an OMA violation.
So so there's 5 of us, so that means 2 people can attend the meeting?
2 people can attend without it being a quorum, and that came from Sean Lioness, Special Assistant Attorney General, this morning.
So can we
Two
be
can
Two on
attend.
stage, you mean? Or
On
it's two in the-
stage. No, 2 can attend. If you're not going to attend, you shouldn't be in the building. You shouldn't be in the audience.
Okay.
You should or shouldn't?
Should not.
Should not.
Now, this has nothing to do with the vote, because the vote's a separate, completely different issue. However, normally you're gonna have the financial town meeting pursuant to the home rule pursuant to the home rule charter 2 days before the financial town meeting, so they're gonna go hand in hand. So if you want to have the vote on Thursday, the only way to have the financial town meeting tomorrow night would be without a quorum of members of the school committee and/or town council. If there's a quorum tomorrow and you go forward, there'll be an OMA violation. I don't know if anyone's gonna file a complaint. Then the question would be is what happens to the vote? As long as there is a meeting, the spirit of the law has not been met with notice, but there is a meeting, nothing changes after tomorrow night's meeting. You can't change the budget, nor can you change the, how many tax rates, 6? 8? The tax rates won't be changed either, because there's no vote taken tomorrow night. So nothing would actually change on Thursday.
Is the school committee aware of this too?
I believe that they are. I have not I left a message for Karen.
2 members of the school committee this morning, the chairman and vice chairman, so.
I left a message for Karen Tarasevich, but it's my understanding she was in meetings all day in Providence, and I haven't spoken to anyone on the school committee nor the superintendent. Now, options. If you don't do it tomorrow and you try to do it on Wednesday, the 48 hours for Wednesday is already passed, so that's not going to happen. And if you can't happen on Wednesday, there's no emergency to have the meeting the day of the vote, because that'll just screw things up more.
What if you make the meeting at 7:30? We post this before 7:30, that's 48 hours.
You can put it at 8 o'clock, but the problem is you've got, well, yeah, I guess you would. You had 48 hours if you posted then.
Say that again.
You'd have 48 hours.
we
It
did
gets
the
posted right now. Instead of having the meeting at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, you'd have it 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
So how, can you explain to me how we called this meeting as an emergency meeting and did it right now?
Because under the statute, the charter, an emergency affecting the public peace, health, safety, comfort, and welfare of the inhabitants of the town and for the protections of the persons and property. If you don't have your financial town meeting nor your vote in May, my understanding is that the finance director may not be available because of a pre-arranged surgery, and I don't know when she's going out. Ernie, you might want to address that. She would not be available in June, so I don't know how comfortable the council would feel going forward without a finance director.
That wasn't my question, though. My question is, how did we call this
No, that's-
meeting to be an emergency meeting? We called it today, we're having it today, but we can't have an emergency meeting tomorrow.
No, you can have an emergency meeting then. The emergency today is the fact that it wasn't properly posted, and the council's getting notification that it wasn't properly posted. Now the question is, how do you schedule it and what to do next? That's the emergency, because normally, under the home rule charter, you're supposed to have the meeting on the 3rd Tuesday and the vote on the 3rd Thursday. So you would be in violation of the charter by not having the meeting tomorrow.
again, I understand that, so if we were to post today and say,
For Wednesday,
how come we could post today, have an emergency meeting today? Why can't we post today and have an emergency meeting tomorrow?
because you're not gonna have 48 hours.
We didn't have 48 hours
I
today.
understand that, but at what point in time do you wanna stop saying it's an emergency? You can have an emergency once.
I think that's more of an emergency than this.
Listen,
Just-
I can only tell you what I was asked to do and the research that I looked into and the analysis I looked at. If you want to have an emergency meeting tomorrow night for the financial town meeting, go ahead. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but there's still going to be an OMA violation should there be a quorum of either school committee or town council people there.
So we're in violation no matter what we do.
Well, no, if we do,
have
if
four-
we
you
do
have
the
four
meeting,
scenarios.
if we do the meeting Wednesday, we're not in violation.
If you get it posted in
If you
time.
get posted in time, 48 hours, you can have the meeting on Wednesday. You're in the spirit of the law, having the financial town meeting before the vote.
So we have 4 scenarios, basically, and I'll go over them real quick. Again, the posting of this meeting is nobody's fault from the council. Second, the first one is we can have the meeting, have an open meetings violation, that's if somebody files it. 2, we can have a
Have the meeting with all of us shown.
a non-quorum meeting where it would be two members of each board up there. And realistically, it doesn't have to be any member of the board, but you should have somebody up there. 3, post it till Wednesday or wait till June. And June 11th or the 18th, depending on when the ballots can come in.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that why you have to wait? You can't just do it next week?
Now, there's a few issues we have going here. I've already spoke to Ken Townsend. He can make the high school available on Wednesday,
Okay.
all right? That's one thing. 2, Lori Swanson has made sure that the Civic Center wasn't rented out on Thursday, so we'd be able to vote. Now, it may already be rented out for when, in June, for somebody, if we have the all-day referendum. So she doesn't know our dates. I can't promise her the dates. 3, the ballots were $460 or $50, whatever it was, for 1,500 ballots. They have to be reordered also. So there's a lot of mechanics in here, so.
So it seems to me, this is my opinion, that you move forward with the meeting tomorrow night in a non-quorum fashion. You have the people who can answer the questions, the manager, the superintendent, the 2 presidents, and you
The
should
two
have one more
financial people.
And the 2 financial people, because it's really an informational. A lot of people, I mean, the word has gone out that it's tomorrow night. So out of fairness to the people, they should be able to get their questions answered.
If, looking at the 4 scenarios, if we went, say we went last one, and we went in June, and the finance director's not here, Ernie, how confident are you, because you would assume that role, as, I would guess you would assume that role as town manager and finance director if she can't be here. Would you be comfortable with that?
No.
and the problem then is if the budget gets voted down and you wait till June and you have to come, then you have, if you have to do another, if you have to put it together again, you're crunched for time getting to the end of the fiscal year if you wait that long.
My opinion is that's the least desirable answer,
Yeah.
to go to June.
Just remember one thing, under 503, financial town meeting, the town council prescribes the time and place where the financial town meeting is gonna be held. Secondly, at the financial town meeting, the town council will explain and officially propose its budget, which can go through the town manager. The third part, which is interesting, the school committee may be invited by the town council to discuss its budget estimate, which is part of the overall budget for West Warwick. So even under our charter, the school committee is not mandated to be there. Now, normally, traditionally, have they been there? Absolutely.
And that wouldn't be fair to just exclude.
No,
them
I just
at this
wanna make sure everybody understands what it says in the
Right.
charter.
It is a
I
big,
think I think the 2 most palatable, all these situations suck. I mean, that's first and foremost, but either go without the quorum tomorrow or do it on Wednesday. Definitely not purposely putting ourselves in an OMA violation. I mean, I think that's out of the question.
Is there a deadline for filing as far as the 4